Hello and welcome to On The Watch, where we don't let our fandom get in the way of our honest criticism. If you've enjoyed our work so far, please like, share, subscribe, and smack that bell button. I'm your host Maz, and my heart rate has never gone above 80. And this is our review of Astra. Ad Astra is a movie about Roy McBride, played by Brad Pitt, who is an astronaut who goes on a mission across an unforgiving solar system to find the truth about his missing father, played by Tommy Lee Jones, and his doomed expedition that now, 30 years later, threatens the universe.
What can you tell us about the Lima project?
Its objective was to search for advanced extraterrestrial life. The ship disappeared approximately 16 years into the mission.
And the commander was?
He was my father, sir.
This might come as quite a shock to you. Your father was experimenting with a highly classified material that could threaten our entire solar system. All life would be destroyed. We're counting on you to find out what's happening out there.
Ad Astra was directed by James Gray, who previously directed The Lost City of Z and The Immigrant, which were both kind of mixed for me. I just watched the movie and I feel like I need more time to gather my thoughts and feelings about it. Overall though, I did enjoy the movie. I'm a sucker for science fiction. I love all the actors involved. But what I love the most about this movie is how they managed to make a huge, small movie. And at its core, Ad Astra is Daddy Issues, the movie. Which is, to be frank, where I live and breathe.
Uh-oh! Someone has some daddy issues!
Of course, this movie is not without its problems, but all of the problems are at script level. I don't think the dialogue is very strong, especially for a movie that came out in 2019. The dialogue feels outdated. It's a slow burn of a movie, and I love the fact that James Gray took his time and let us really sit with the characters. However, I wish he was confident enough not to incorporate unnecessary action scenes, fearing that his audience might get bored. And I'm talking specifically about this one action scene where they have to answer to a mayday call that came from another spaceship. And I cannot get into details here without spoiling the whole thing, but let's just say I don't want James Gray to direct an offbeat iteration of Planet of the Apes. Speaking of action, there's a lot more action in this movie than I anticipated. It actually all starts with this intense action scene, which was masterfully done. And there was this Mad Max style chase scene on the moon, which was just fantastic. But with all that beautiful sci-fi temptation, James Gray chose to tell a very small, emotional human story. It's about a deadbeat dad who left his family, resulting in a son who's emotionally detached and cannot make meaningful connections to anybody around him. Which hurts me right in the hurts.
For me, this is a dad issue. Dad issue! Dad! Deadbeat dad! Daddy didn't love me!
However, I thought subtlety was lost on James Gray, especially towards the end. The very abrupt, matter-of-fact confrontation, the extremely on-the-nose metaphors, and a couple of other things that I cannot really get into without getting into spoilers, really hurt the movie that it could have been. The first half of this movie, though, is almost perfect. It's just the second half that kind of struggles and really suffers from bad writing. It's half of a great movie. The first half is just amazing, but the second half, Brad Pitt is amazing in this role, and he salvages a lot of poor dialogue. And he doesn't really have that much dialogue, but he emotes so much when he's given so little, and you're just right there with him. It's just mind-boggling. The most interesting thing to me in this movie was the further he got from Earth and people, the more human and emotionally open and available he became, which was just really amazing to see. Tommy Lee Jones is, well, Tommy Lee Jones. He's incapable of being bad.
I don't care!
But he's not in the movie a lot. But the real unsung hero of this movie is Liv Tyler. Finally, a director found a way to incorporate her talents to the best of her ability. She has 2 lines in the movie. 2 lines.
What are you thinking about? It's crazy out there.
And to be perfectly honest, I think there's only one woman in the whole movie who has more than 2 lines. And that's Ruth Negga, which is super unfortunate because she's a great actor. But she's basically a pawn who gets Brad Pitt from point A to point B. And that's it. Plus the fact that we only see one female astronaut who dies without having any lines. And it left me hoping and wishing, and I'm speaking as a father of a baby girl, that there was at least one female lead, or at least one female character of some importance. Since there were a lot of roles in this movie whose gender really didn't matter, and they could have been not men. But hey, maybe that's just me. Let me know in the comments if you agree or if you think I'm just out of my mind here. Still, I really enjoyed this movie, and I'm glad movies like this can exist in 2019. This movie was really a love child between Apocalypse Now, 2001: Space Odyssey, Sunshine, and The Tree of Life, which is really good company, I'm not gonna lie. Please like, share, subscribe, and smack that bell button to help us grow. You can find us on all social media at Watch on the Watch. We'll be back soon with another review, but until then, stay on the watch.